कौन?
गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू गनर शॉट। आपको हमारा गनर शॉट कैसे लगा? गुड। आज के दिन हम बात करेंगे बर्स्टिंग चाइनीज मिथ्स, इनकी अफवाहें क्या हैं, किस तरीके से फैलाते हैं और वगैरह वगैरह। और उसके बाद आई टेक ऑन ऑल योर क्वेश्चंस। ओके, कुछ मैंने चुना है, इसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे। सबसे पहले सब बोलते हैं भाई ये ड्रैगन इज अ फायरी एनिमल। ड्रैगन, चाइना ड्रैगन, चाइना ड्रैगन। पर ड्रैगन किसने देखा? वही ना, जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा? ड्रैगन किसने देखा? आज तक किसी ने देखा ड्रैगन को? नहीं देखा। हमारे यहाँ नेशनल एनिमल जानवर जो है वो, मान लो हाथी मान लो, मोर मान लो, कुछ भी मान लो, वो तो जानवर हैं। दे आर ऑल लाइव। बट ड्रैगन किसने देखा? किसी ने नहीं देखा। अमेरिका में ईगल, बॉल्ड ईगल बोलते हैं, इट्स एनिमल। पाकिस्तान में मार्कोर, इंग्लैंड में लायन है, वो उनको क्रिकेट में देखिए 3 लायंस है। बट द ड्रैगन इज अ मिथ, राइट? इट डजंट एग्जिस्ट। दैट्स द फर्स्ट myth. The second myth, this is the Asian century. The power of the world is shifting to Asia. भाई इनका बोलना एशियन सेंचुरी का नहीं है, बोलना क्या भाई ये चाइनीज सेंचुरी है और पावर इज शिफ्टिंग टू चाइना। एशिया तो मिथ है, एक्चुअली इनका थिंग इज चाइना। कुछ दिन बोल रहे थे ओ इंडिया एंड चाइना एशिया। नो, इट्स चाइना। देयर होल स्टोरी इज चाइना। सो दैट्स द सेकंड मिथ, राइट? वो बेवकूफ बनाते हैं सबको। तीसरा, द चाइनीज फॉर्म ऑफ अथॉरिटेरियन गवर्नमेंट इज बेटर देन डेमोक्रेसी। ये बोलता है भाई हम सब कुछ करा देते हैं, हमारा फॉर्म ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी अच्छा है, हम सबको खुश रखते हैं। देखिए कुछ लोग, कुछ हमें मिल जाता है उनका, वी टेक देयर फ्रीडम्स एंड वी गिव देम प्रॉस्पेरिटी। कम्युनिज्म इज फुल ऑफ रिफॉर्म, पीपल आर हैप्पी, राइट? वी आर मोर एफिशिएंट, बट एक्स वाई जेड। बट इज दैट द ट्रूथ? Are democracies as bad as we think they are? Just see what happened during COVID. कोविड अगर 3 साल अगर आप इसका पूरा मुआयना करेंगे तो डेमोक्रेसीज केम आउट बेटर। यूएसए, इंडिया, जर्मनी, ब्रिटेन, दे वर मोर इन्वेंटिव, दे मोर हेल्पफुल। चाइना ना किसी को हेल्प किया ना खुद को हेल्प कर सका, वो सिर्फ लॉकडाउन 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 में रहे। अल्टीमेटली देयर फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट वाज द वर्स्ट। तो जब वे बोलते हैं कि यू नो वी विल लीड अदर कंट्रीज, डेस्टिनी ऑफ मैनकाइंड एंड वी विल हेल्प अदर्स, ये सब बकवास है। वी विल हेल्प देम अडॉप्ट चाइनीज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ कम्युनिज्म, एब्सोल्यूट रॉट। इट इज नॉट given anywhere, it has not been proven anywhere that communism is a better form of government than democracy. Ulta, it has always been proven that democracy is a better form of government than communism. जितने कम्युनिस्ट देश हैं दुनिया में तब से लेकर अभी तक सब फेल हो गए, सिर्फ एक ही बचा है, एक ही लुढ़क जाएगा, ये वक्त की बात है। क्यों? क्योंकि इट इज़ नॉट नेचुरल, इट इज़ नॉट द नेचुरल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट कि सबका गला घोंट दो और बोलो कि भाई जो हम पसंद करते हैं वो आप करोगे, ओके? चाइनीज़ इन्फ्लुएंशियल ऑपरेशंस आर सक्सेसफुल। देखिए, ये भी अफ़वाह है कि वो बड़ा इन्फ्लुएंशियल ऑपरेशंस करते हैं, हमारे यू नो हावी हो जाते हैं। दे फोर्स अस टू थिंक देयर वे एक्स, वाई, ज़ेड। दे डू हेल ऑफ अ लॉट इन्फ्लुएंशियल ऑपरेशंस। पर इनका इन्फ्लुएंशियल ऑपरेशंस में एक रिपिटिटिवनेस है, एक रिपिटिटिवनेस है। दोबारा-दोबारा वही कहानी है, रट है। कुछ दिन के बाद ना पता चल जाता है ये कर क्या रहे हैं ये, झूठ बोलते हैं। जैसे कुछ शुरू हो जाता है, आपको पता है कि ये झूठ है। इनका इन्फ्लुएंस ऑपरेशन से क्या होता है कि जैसे आप चाइना के बारे में बात सोचते हो कि आपको पता है कि इसके ऊपर विश्वास नहीं कर सकते। कोई भी चीज़, इनका बोली क्यों ना हो, इनका कार क्यों ना हो, इनका फ्रिज क्यों ना हो, इनका कोई भी चीज़, विश्वास नहीं कर सकते। जैसे वो बोलते हैं, चाइना का माल चले तो चाँद तक, नहीं तो शाम तक। तो इनका इन्फ्लुएंस ऑपरेशंस के ऊपर जितना खर्च करते हैं, कितना अ, मेहनत करते हैं, उसका फल नहीं आता। तो ये सब मिथ है, ये भी एक अफ़वाह है ये। कभी इसके इसमें मत आइए, क्योंकि इनके इन्फ्लुएंस ऑप्स के मुताबिक चाइना अकेला सुपर पावर है, सबका काट देगा, उसका ये है, वो है, उसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे कुछ दिन में। दूसरा एक मिथ है बड़ा, सब बोलते हैं चाइना जो है ना बड़ा दूरदृष्टि वाला देश है, राइट? तो ये बड़ा लंबा प्लान करते हैं। हमें पता नहीं चलता है ये कैसे प्लान करते हैं, क्या करते हैं, उसका क्या नतीजा निकलेगा। ओ यार, छोड़ो। आप इनका लीडर्स को देखिए, कितना दूरदृष्टि है इनका। माओ को देखिए, माओ का दूरदृष्टि इतना था, उसका जो कल्चरल रिवॉल्यूशन है और ग्रेट लीप फॉरवर्ड है, उसने पूरा चाइना का बट्टा बिठा दिया। बड़ा लंबा सोच, बट्टा बिठा दिया। यहाँ तक अनुमान लगा जाता है कि 30 से 40 लोग, मिलियन लोग, 30 से 40 मिलियन लोग, यानी कि 3 से 4 करोड़ लोग मर गए। किससे? भुखमरी से, हंगर। दे जस्ट डाइड। उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा। ये था उसका दूरदृष्टि। डेंग जियाओपिंग सब बोलते हैं, हाइड योर टाइम, बाइड योर, वो क्या जो भी है, हाइड योर स्ट्रेंथ, बाइड योर टाइम। इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स उसने किया। ये भी बोलता है, डज इट नॉट मैटर द कलर ऑफ द कैट एज फार एज इट कैचेस माइस, कि भाई बिल्ली का रंग कुछ भी हो, जब तक चूहा का पकड़े उसको वो बिल्ली अच्छा है। ये सब अच्छी बोली है, बहुत अच्छे बोले हैं, पर इसने करे क्या, किया क्या? दूरदृष्टि के साथ वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी शुरू किया। उस वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी ने आज चाइना का बट्टा बिठा दिया। ये इसके बारे में भी थोड़ी देर में बात करूंगा मैं। चाइना को कहीं नहीं छोड़ा, ये है दूरदृष्टि उनका। खैर, ये वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी ही ले लो, दूरदृष्टि की बात बोल रहे हैं। 2005-6 के बीच में इनको पता चल गया था कि ये वन चाइल्ड पॉलिसी जो ना इनके लिए हानिकारक होगा। थोड़ा भी बुद्धि होता तो इसको मोड़ देते, खत्म कर देते, कुछ एक अमेंडमेंट करते। उसके बाद हू जुनटाओ आया, उसके बाद जियांग जमीन और हू जुनटाओ 2 आए थे, वो भी 10-10 साल रह चुके हैं। 30 साल का वक़्फ़ा है, इसको बदल सकते थे। इनका दूरदृष्टि इसमें नहीं था, इनका दूरदृष्टि सिर्फ पैसा बनाने में था। और हम भी बेवकूफ़, ये बात ये है कि हम तैयार थे कि जो भी ये टोपी पहना रहे हैं, पहन लो, और ताकि हमारा सोच-विचार भी चाइना के सोच-विचार की तरह हो जाए। सबने इन्होंने सबको मसाला बाँटा है और हमने सब खा लिया, चूरन-चूरन बेचा है सबको, ठीक है? तो इनका कोई विज़न डिस्टेंट नहीं था, ना माओ ज़ेडोंग का, ना डेंग ज़ियाओपिंग का, ना जियांग ज़ेमिन का, ना हू जुनटाओ का। लीडर किसके होते हैं भाई? लीडर तो लोगों के होते हैं, लीडर मशीन के थोड़ी ना होते हैं। आबादी का होता है लीडर, उस आबादी को ही खत्म कर दिया और इन तीनों ने कुछ किया नहीं। और ये महाशय ज़ी जिनपिंग, लंबा सोच, पहले कम्युनिस्ट देश था, उसके बाद उन्होंने रिफॉर्म करके खोल लिया, रिफॉर्म ओपनिंग मार्केट ये वापस कर रहा है। ये कौन-सा दूरदृष्टि है? ये इससे पूछो कि क्यों इसको उल्टा कर रहे हो? तो ये बोलेगा नहीं-नहीं ये जो पैसा बनाने का चक्कर है, मार्केट ओपनिंग, रिफॉर्म वगैरह से हमारा कम्युनिज़्म जो है ना घट रहा है। तो यही दूरदृष्टि तो आपको नहीं पता था पहले? जब आप मार्केट आप खोलोगे तो कम्युनिज़्म घट जाएगा। कि आपने मार्केट बंद कर दिया, पूरा कम्युनिस्ट देश बना रहे हो वापस। तो फिर कौन सा दूरदृष्टि है? डिस्टेंट विजन, चाइना प्लान्स लॉन्ग, ये बकवास है ये, ठीक। दूसरा, चाइनीज़ ग्रॉस नेशनल प्रोडक्ट इज़ वेरी हाई, सब बोलते हैं। देखिए, अगर आप चाइना के साथ लड़ोगे, हमारा इंडिया का कोई ग्रॉस नेशनल पावर कम है, उनका ग्रॉस नेशनल पावर ज़्यादा है। कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर, ग्रॉस नेशनल पावर बोलो, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर। यार, आज तक मैंने इतने साल से मैं चाइना का विश्लेषण कर रहा हूँ। मेरे को ये नहीं पता कि ये कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर क्या है? सब बोलते हैं नहीं-नहीं ये सिर्फ फौज नहीं है, ये इनका इकोनॉमी भी लागू है, इसमें लागू, वो लागू है, ये टेक्नोलॉजी लागू है, एआई लागू है, ये लागू है, सब कुछ लागू है। पर मेरे को किसी ने ये नहीं बताया कि भाई इसका गिनती कौन करता है? किस तरीके से करता है? हाँ, जीडीपी का तो फ़ॉर्मूला है, एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय फ़ॉर्मूला है। सबको पता है कि आप जितना उत्पन्न करते हो उसको ग्रॉस पूरा आपके देश में जो भी उत्पन्न होता है उसको जोड़ दो तो ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक पावर होता है, जीडीपी। पर ये कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर किस आधार पे बना है? और इनका जो कैलकुलेशन है, वो कोई भी कैलकुलेशन करो, तो सिर्फ चाइना का कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर पहले आता है, बाकियों का तो लास्ट में आता है। अगर कोई दुश्मन देश है या इनका प्रतिद्वंदी है, उसका कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर तो बिल्कुल घटा देते हैं ये। तो पहले ही उनके साथ कुछ करने से पहले सबको ये होता है यार, ये तो बड़ा शेर है, वो इतना कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर है, हम इसके साथ कैसे लड़ेंगे? तो पहले ही आप मात खा जाते हो। पर अगर आप सतर्क रहते हो, कि भाई ठीक है, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर है ना, अपना घर में रखो, अब ज़रा मैदान में आ जाओ। कबड्डी खेलो भाई, कबड्डी खेलना है तो मैदान में आता है ना, अखाड़े में आओ, कुश्ती करो, वो जो भी करना है। आप कबड्डी के मैदान में वो गिने-चुने 7 या 8 प्लेयर ही होते हैं। आपके पास आबादी 1 मिलियन है तो सबको खड़ा थोड़ी ना करोगे। उनके सबके साथ थोड़ी ना लड़ोगे। वही गिने-चुने प्लेयर ही आते हैं। अगर आप एक लड़ाई को भी उसी दृष्टिकोण से देखिए, एलएसी के ऊपर कबड्डी होता है, उस एलएसी के ऊपर उतने ही लोग आप तैनात कर सकते हो और उतने ही हथियार तैनात कर सकते हो। आपका कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पावर जो है ना, आप अपने पास रखिए और ये हमें सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। ये क्योंकि ये सब क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? ये आप सुनोगे, जब भी चाइना का कोई विशेषज्ञ आता है, "भाई कौन है तू?" "मैं तो चाइना गया जी।" "तूने किया क्या उधर?" "नहीं-नहीं मैंने पूरा चाइना देख लिया।" उसने क्या देखा होगा? वो एक जहाँ भी गया होगा एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में गया होगा एक होटल में, उसको अच्छा दारू पिलाया गया होगा, खाना-पीना सब कुछ फिट गाड़ी आया होगा, एक चाइनीज़ आई होगी, एक सुंदर-सी, इसको 2 सैल्यूट मारे जो भी है। लेके गए होंगे, इसको बताया जाएगा कि भाई ये है, वो है, दृश्य दिखाया जाएगा और नियुक्त किए हुए जगह में इनको लेके जाते हैं, राइट? और यहीं उसी एक रूट में जा सकते हो, वहां वगैरह 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 वगैरह, और बस वापस। और आप यहाँ आके बोलते हो नहीं, यहाँ चाइना का कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर बहुत ऊंचा है। ये है कहानी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव नेशनल पावर का। एक फॉर्मूला बता देते हैं जिसको वो खुद नहीं कुछ बताते नहीं उसका। ओके, फिर चाइना विल बी द लोन सुपर पावर। ये भी अफवाह चला था, ये भी कहानी चला था कुछ दिन पहले, एक 1.5 साल चला था। अब कौन पूछता है इसके बारे में? ये भी तय नहीं है कि क्या ये सुपर पावर बनेगा कि नहीं। हाँ, इकोनॉमिक सुपर पावर तो है, क्या मिलिट्री सुपर पावर है, क्या डिप्लोमेटिक सुपर पावर है? कोई चाइना के बात मान रहा है? ये गाड़ी का युद्ध हो रहा है, इसमें चाइना का क्या बोलबाला है? भारत के बारे में तो सुन रहे हैं सब, भारत के बात सुन रहे हैं कि कौन सुन रहा है इसके बारे में? यूक्रेन की लड़ाई चल रहा है 2 साल से, इन्होंने किया क्या? घास काटा क्या वहां जाके? तो कौन सा सुपर पावर है ये? इनको अगर शक्ति होता तो सुनते, कोई एक साइड तो सुनता नहीं। चाइना है स्ट्रांग एंड मिलिटरीली एग्रेसिव। चाइना स्ट्रांग है, पहलवान है, मिलिटरीली एग्रेसिव है, पर जीत कहाँ हासिल हुआ? आप बताइए हमें, कोई हमें बताइए कि चाइना ने ये लड़ाई लड़ा और इसमें जीत हासिल किया 69 के बाद। गलवान में आए, पिट गए, वापस गए। हाँ, थोड़ा जमीन पकड़ के रखा है, वो तो बातचीत चल रहा है, वो सॉर्ट आउट हो जाएगा। यहाँ तक डरते हैं कि 40 लोग, उनका 40-50 लोग जो मर गए हैं, उनके बारे में भी जिक्र नहीं होता। राइट? तो मिलिट्रीली एग्रेसिव कहाँ है ये? आजकल जो फिलीपींस के साथ हो रहा है, उनके साथ एक हद तक कर रहे हैं काम, उसके बाद पीछे हट रहे हैं। ताइवान इतना छोटी सी है, वहां आप जा नहीं पाए, डरते हो आप। ठीक, ओके। तो चाइना है सिविलाइजेशनल वैल्यूज, ये सिविलाइजेशनल पावर है भाई। चाइना, ओरिजिनल चाइना जो है, एक सिविलाइजेशनल स्टेट है, मैं मानता हूं, क्योंकि इनका बड़ा चाइनीज सिविलाइजेशन बहुत पुराना है। पर ये तो कम्युनिस्ट चाइना है, इनके पास कौन सा सिविलाइजेशन है? मैंने काफी चाइना का जो लेख पढ़ा है, काफी इनका जो भी ये आउट करते हैं, ये वेबसाइट्स पढ़ा है। मैं रोज सौचैना मॉर्निंग पोस्ट रटता रहता हूँ बेवकूफ की तरह। पर कहीं मैंने ये नहीं देखा कि वो अपना सिविलाइजेशन के बारे में बात करते हुए, इनका कौन सा सॉफ्ट सिविलाइजेशनल स्टेट है, तो सॉफ्ट पावर होना चाहिए जैसे भारत का है सिविलाइजेशनल स्टेट। आपके यहाँ से बुद्धिज्म गया, बौद्ध धर्म गया, चाइना में गया, कोरिया में गया, यहाँ तक अफगानिस्तान में गया। इनका कौन सा धर्म कहाँ गया? कोई कहीं गया? कुछ नहीं है ये। और खास करके हो सकता है इनका सिविलाइजेशन है, पर ये कम्युनिस्ट वालों ने ना वो पूरा नष्ट कर दिया सिविलाइजेशन। इनके पास सॉफ्ट पावर नामक कोई चीज ही नहीं है। एक सिविलाइजेशनल पावर के पास इतना सॉफ्ट पावर होना चाहिए, सबको पता होना चाहिए। आप देखिए हमारे चारों तरफ, राइट, हमारा सिविलाइजेशनल पावर। थाईलैंड में जाके देखो तो वहां आपको हिंदू टेम्पल मिलते हैं, कंबोडिया में मिलते हैं। इंडोनेशिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर का नाम है सुकारनो पुत्री। ठीक है, आप जमैका में चले जाओ तो उसको क्रिकेटर का नाम क्या है? सुनील नारायण या शिव नारायण चंद्रपाल। चंद्रपाल आज बोलते हैं, चंद्रपाल है वो, शिव नारायण है, शिव का नारायण है वो। आप यहाँ भी चले जाइए, और साउथ अफ्रीका में उसका नाम है मार्क रामोफूसा। भाई राम का फूसा है वो, जो भी है, राम नाम है उसमें। तो ये है सिविलाइजेशनल पावर और सॉफ्ट पावर उसका। कोई है मिंग टिंग पिंग चाइना के बाहर, या इर्द गिर्द देशों को छोड़ के? तो ये सिविलाइजेशनल वैल्यूज नहीं है, इनके पास कम्युनिस्ट वैल्यूज है। जिस तरीके से चला रहे हैं वो सिविलाइजेशनल वैल्यूज पे नहीं चला रहे हैं, सिर्फ कम्युनिस्ट वैल्यूज के ऊपर चला रहे हैं। बोलते हैं सिविलाइजेशनल, बोलते हैं कन्फ्यूशनिज्म, बोलते हैं टाओइज्म। नहीं, अगर ये टाओइज्म और कन्फ्यूशनिज्म अपनाएंगे तो कम्युनिज्म हटेगा। डरते हैं ये। ओके, चाइनीज इकोनॉमी इज अनस्टॉपेबल। ठीक, कौन सा अनस्टॉपेबल है? आप देखो, जूझ रहा है। हमने इतने वीडियो किया है इसके इकोनॉमी के बारे में, अभी तो घूम रहे हैं चारों तरफ, like rats. They are running around to revive their economy. It's not. So their economy is not unstoppable. It is stopping. China will be the engine of global growth. यार ये तो बड़ा कहानी है। हो सकता है इट इज द इंजन ऑफ अमेरिकन ग्रोथ या जर्मन ग्रोथ या और किसी ग्रोथ। आपका एक ग्रोथ में क्या फर्क पड़ा, ये बताइए। चाहे चाइना रहे या न रहे, इंडिया का ग्रोथ तो चल रहा है ना। वो आपका इंजन थोड़ी ना है, हमारा इंजन थोड़ी ना है। हमने तो उनको बंद कर दिया। हाँ, कुछ ट्रेड है उसके साथ, कल के दिन वो भी बंद कर दो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, हमारा बढ़ेगा। और वो भी डरते हैं, अगर बंद कर दो और आप उनको रिप्लेस कर दो, फिर तो आप अनस्टॉपेबल हो, अनटचेबल हो, वो तो आपके नजदीक नहीं आएगा। हम सब सोचते हैं क्यों हमारा उनके ऊपर इतना आधार है, हम उनके इंपोर्ट्स के ऊपर। या यू थिंक डिफरेंटली, दिस इज ऑल अ मिथ। चाइना विल टेक रिवेंज ऑन द सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन। ये क्या है यार, ये सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन? उनके मुताबिक सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन ह्यूमिलेशन वो वक्त है 18th सेंचुरी में या 19th सेंचुरी में, जब अमेरिकन, जापानीज, ब्रिटिश लोग इनके ऊपर हावी हुए थे और इनको कॉलोनाइज किया था और इनको भिखारी बना दिया और इनका धन लूट लिया। वो है सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन। मैं मानता हूं ये हुआ है, हमारे देश में भी हुआ है, हमारे देश में भी हुआ है भाई। 400 साल ये गोरे हमारे ऊपर राज करते गए, ये अकेले थोड़ी ना थे। ठीक, आप सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन कर लो, रिवेंज भी ले लो, बदला ले लो उनके ऊपर, पर ये बताओ 1905 से लेकर आज तक, ये एक सेंचुरी से ज्यादा हो गया। 1905 ये इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वो वक्त था जब sun यट सेन ने मॉडर्न चाइना को स्थापित किया। 1912 चांग काय शेक ने संभाला। चांग काय शेक के राजकाल में 1949 तक, ठीक, chiang kai शेक ने के राजकाल में 12 मिलियन लोग मर गए थे भुखमरी से। He he wreaked devastation on the Chinese. Then came the great leap forward in the Cultural Revolution. He also Mao Zedong. People died. They just died, and they were humiliated. Professors were humiliated. Learned people were humiliated. Landlords were humiliated. They were just thrown away. They were just killed overnight. And then this fellow came, Deng Xiaoping. He consigned them to one child policy, which is the worst thing which can happen to humanity. It cannot be more humiliating than to say you can only have one child and nothing more. He humiliated the Chinese and consigned them to global decline. And now this fellow, he's broken the social contract on which they started communism. You give me your liberty, I'll give you prosperity. अब वो भी he is broken. So who's humiliated whom? The century of humiliation, as per me, is in the last 1 century. ये communists ने किया है। The communists have humiliated the Chinese people more than what the Britishers and the Americans and the Japanese did during their colonization in the 19th century. Just think logically. That's how it is. So who will take the revenge on this century of humiliation? The Chinese people? They can't, because they have been emasculated. वो बोल भी नहीं सकते. क्या जादू किया इन्होंने, क्या ह्यूमिलेट करके बैठा है. हमारे देश में देखिए, आप ट्राई तो करो यहाँ, कोई भी पॉलिटिशियन आके कि चुप रहो भाई, वो तो बोलेगा तू कौन है, तू अपना रास्ता ना 5 साल के बाद आना हमारे पास, वोट के लिए भीख मांगते आओगे. वो है. यहाँ हमने भी देखा, कोई भी मंत्री हो या जो भी है, उसके ऊपर चप्पल फेंका जाता है अगर वो सही बिहेव नहीं करता तो. ये है डेमोक्रेसी. डेमोक्रेसी में ये सिस्टम है कि हर वक्त जो राज कर रहे हैं वो सतर्क हैं. लोग क्या सोचते हैं उसके बारे में सोचते हैं, क्योंकि वो लोगों के सामने खड़ा होकर बात करना पड़ता है खुलेआम. वहां नहीं, वो कुछ भी करे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. पर एक दिन अगर आप हिस्ट्री में देखोगे, इनका खुद का हिस्ट्री में सब बोलते हैं वो बेवकूफ था. चंग कैशक के बारे में कम्युनिस्ट बोलते हैं, माओ जेडोंग के बारे में डेंग जियाओपिंग बोला है सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन में. डेंग जियाओपिंग के बारे में जी जिनपिंग बोल रहा है, जी जिनपिंग के बाद जो भी मिंग टिंग पिंग आएगा वो बोलेगा. इनका खुद का सेंचुरी ऑफ ह्यूमिलेशन है. और चाइना हैज वास्ट रिसोर्सेज. कौन सा रिसोर्सेज के पास है? कुछ रिसोर्स नहीं है. ना तेल है, ना अनाज है इनके पास, पानी तक नहीं है इनके पास. तो चाइना के पास वो नहीं है. तो आई थॉट लेट मी शेयर दिस myths with all of you and share it with everyone. And I'm open to talk. I'm open to debate, international debate. Some can convince me on these issues. Baki chodo. Okay? Now we'll talk of something else. Very funny. You know, some time back, there was a webinar in which General Bhatia made a statement. He said, China cannot produce Chinese. It set me thinking. Yeah, ये तो सच है. चाइना का एकमात्र प्रॉब्लम आज के दिन क्या है? वो बच्चा पैदा नहीं कर सकते. The Chinese are not producing enough Chinese. As simple as that. देखो, China can produce everything except babies. They can produce satellites. They can produce missiles. They can produce robots. They can produce EVs. They can't produce babies. सोचा आपने? देखिए, China can make all unnatural things, but cannot make what is natural and God given. सब कुछ बना सकते हैं ये. भाई भगवान का जो देन है, बच्चा पैदा करो, एक फैमिली रखो, वो नहीं कर सकते. वो ऐसा आपने स्थिति बनाया कि हो नहीं सकता. चाइना का हर प्रोडक्ट जो है वो सबसे सस्ता है दुनिया में, पर इनके बच्चे सबसे कॉस्टलीस्ट हैं, अनअफोर्डेबल है, क्योंकि एक बच्चा पैदा करने के लिए इनका वो दे डोंट हैव कैपेसिटी, इकोनॉमिक कैपेसिटी कि भाई बच्चा पैदा करो. तो फिर कौन सा प्रॉस्पेरिटी दिया आपने? कौन सा घास काटा है? ओके. और ये भी देखिए, द मैकेनाइज्ड फॉर्म ऑफ अ चाइनीज इज अ रोबोट. आजकल वही है कि एक चाइना का मैकेनाइज कर दो, चाइना वाले को मैकेनाइज कर दो, वो रोबोट लगेगा. और एक रोबोट में अगर जीव डाल दो, ह्यूमनाइज फॉर्म ऑफ रोबोट इज चाइनीज. ये मैंने ट्विटर में भी डाला है, आप पढ़ सकते हो. ओके. जी जी जिनपिंग का न्यू प्रोडक्टिव फोर्सेस है. आजकल कुछ 2 महीने पहले, पिछले महीने इसने मंत्र दिया पूरा देश के लिए. इट कैन मेक एवरीथिंग एक्सेप्ट बेबीज. ये न्यू प्रोडक्टिव फोर्सेस के साथ टेक्नोलॉजी, ये जी वो जी, पर आप बच्चे नहीं पैदा कर सकते हो यार. ये एक अजीब चीज है, नया चीज. ये सब मेरे को कुछ पिछले एक हफ्ते से ये दिमाग में घूम रहा है. मैंने सोचा बताऊं सब लोग. चाइनीज मेक एवरीथिंग सो चीप थ्रू स्टेट सब्सिडीज. आप कहीं भी जाओ, चाइना सब मार्केट को अंडरकट करता है, क्यों? स्टेट सब्सिडी है, ठीक है। और आज के दिन भी अमेरिका में ये प्रॉब्लम है कि भाई विल बी डंपिंग, और यूरोप विल से दे आर गोइंग टू डंप स्टेट सब्सिडी ऑफ ईवीज एंड बैटरीज एंड सोलर पैनल्स एक्स वाई जेड। ओके, पर यार बच्चों को कैसे सब्सिडी नहीं दे रहे हो? बच्चों को पैदा करने के लिए सब्सिडी आपका काम नहीं कर रहा है, सोचो। ओके, चाइना हैज अ ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम, कैन नॉट सॉल्व इट, पर बाकी देशों के लिए वो अपना सोल्यूशन देना चाहता है। ना बाकी लोगों, बाकी देशों से लोग अपनाते नहीं है, वो अलग रहना चाहते हैं, बच्चा पैदा नहीं कर सकते हैं, आबादी सिकुड़ रहा है। दे हैव अ ह्यूमन प्रॉब्लम। अ नेशन इज मेड ऑफ ह्यूमंस। अगर हम अपना नजर से कभी भी हटा देंगे, अब सोचो, मेरी जगह अगर एक रॉबोट होता और उसके दिमाग में एआई होता, और क्या बोलता वो, जो भी किसी ने प्रोग्राम किया वो बोल देता आपके पास, आप सुन लोगे, आप भी रॉबोट बन जाओ। ऐसे थोड़ी ना देश बनता है। चाइनीज rejuvenation will fall as their population decreases and ages, इसमें दो राय नहीं है, और उसको बार बार प्रूव करता रहता हूँ। ये है यूएन का ग्राफ, जिसमें अगर आप देखिए तो ये रेड लाइन जो है आज का स्थिति है, और दिस इज अ गुड हालत, क्योंकि ये यूएन ने चाइना से फिगर्स लिया जो झूठे फिगर्स हैं, एक्चुअल फिगर्स और भी कम है, ठीक। आप देखिए, हर ग्राफ उसका नीचे जाता है, जो एक ही ग्राफ ऊपर जा रहा है वो बुढ़ापे का ग्राफ, वो 65 के प्लस का ग्राफ ऊपर जा रहा है, बाकी सब ग्राफ डाउन। अगले 5-10 साल के अंदर इसका फर्क इतना पड़ेगा कि सोचो मत। ये देखिए, जो ये 2023 का आबादी है, 2030 का आबादी है, 2040 का आबादी है, और 2050 का आबादी है। 2030 और 40 के बीच में, मेरे ख्याल में 2035 तक, ठीक है, चाइना में वो बदलाव आने वाला है कि आप सोच नहीं सकते हो आज के दिन। आप सोचो, अगर एक तिहाई आपका आबादी, एक तिहाई आबादी 60 साल से ऊपर है, उनको कैसे आप देखभाल कर सकते हो? और जब नीचे जो आपका आबादी घट रहा है, बच्चे पैदा नहीं हो रहे, और आपके पास वो पैसा नहीं है इनको देखभाल करने के लिए, ये वृद्ध आबादी बढ़ रहा है, और इनका जो पेंशन स्कीम है वो उसमें जो पैसा है वो घट रहा है, और इनका टाइमलाइन एक ही है, 2035। याद रखिए, 10 साल के बाद अगर मौका मिला, यही वीडियो मैं दोबारा प्ले करूंगा, और उस वक्त तक चाइना का हालत देखिए, क्योंकि यूट्यूब में रहेगा, आप भी देख सकते हो। अगर मैं ना रहा तो मैं भी तो बुढ़ा हो गया हूंगा ना तब तक। देखो आप, कि किसी ने बताया है इसके बारे में, मेरे ख्याल में अगले 4-5 साल में आप फर्क देखिए। जो भी चाइना करना चाहता है वो अगले 4-5 साल है, उसके बाद वो लुढ़क जाएगा। ये मेरे में डाउट नहीं है, बाकी किसी में डाउट है तो हो, राइट। इनके बाद इनका इकोनॉमी घटना शुरू हो जाएगा। ओके, एक चीज मैं लास्ट, उसके बाद मैं आप सब लोगों का सवाल लूंगा, वो ये है कि आजकल पिछले 10-15 दिन से हमारे चैनल में बहुत लोग चाइना से आ रहे हैं, और वो अपना टिप्पणी दे रहे हैं। मैं यकीन करता हूँ कि वो आज का ये भी देखेंगे और सोचेंगे, यार हमारे देश में क्या है, बच्चे नहीं है, क्या हमारा फ्यूचर है, राइट। और फिर बात करें हमारे ऊपर, इंडिया में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, हम झेल लेंगे, हम फिर भी आगे बढ़ेंगे। आप नहीं झेल सकते हो, चाइना वाला झेल नहीं सकता, ये मेरा मेरा वादा है और मेरा दृढ़ता है इसके ऊपर। ये एक आज फिलीपींस का थिंग हैज कम। आई एम हैप्पी कि लोग फ्रॉम फिलीपींस, वियतनाम वगैरह से कमेंट कर रहे हैं। कहता है फिलीपींस सपोर्ट इंडिया, बोथ कंट्रीज आर विक्टिम्स ऑफ चाइनीज तगरी एंड थीवरी। ये है उनका सोच फिलीपींस में। India and the Philippines are democracies and have huge populations. Their economy is among the fastest growing economies in the world in 2023. It makes great sense for India and Philippines to deepen and strengthen their economic, political, and defense cooperation. The Philippines is the first country to purchase and deploy India's BrahMos system at cost of nearly 400 million USD, which is the biggest single arms export of India. The Philippines will be needing more in the face of Chinese aggression and bullying. ये है हमारा सॉफ्ट और हार्ड पावर दोनों का मिश्रण। और मैं खुश हूं कि पहले बार किसी ने फिलीपींस से आके बात किया। एक किसी ने बोला कि देख, आप इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस के साथ बात कर रहे हो, या हिंदी में बोलो या इंग्लिश में बोलो, इसीलिए मैंने पूरा हिंदी में कर लिया आज। हो सकता है डिपेंडिंग ऑन कौन कौन हमारे शो में आ रहे हैं, मैं हिंदी या इंग्लिश का शो करूंगा। कृपया मेरे साथ चलिए, क्योंकि ये हमारा गनर शॉट में वो मोमेंटम आ रहा है जिसके लिए मैं इंतजार कर रहा था। और बहुत क्लियर हूं मैं, इंडिया का प्रोजेक्शन अच्छा होगा गनर शॉट के द्वारा और आपके मदद से। राइट, अभी हम सवाल लेंगे आपका ऊपर से। ओके, basically dragon is not fiery. Should I say, yeah, it's not fiery at all, it's imaginary. Yeah. These Chinese are B team of USA. It's a game of mirrors, smoke and mirrors. They play to probably hide the fact that their economies are in decline. Your views? I wouldn't say that, Akash, because the US economy is vibrant. Let's be very clear. It's the Chinese economy which is in decline. It will not come out. It will have a bounce, small bounce, but overall it will go. But the US economy is in a different track. So they're not, they, and Chinese are not the B team of USA at all. Okay, right. How can we help Afghanistan defend itself from Paki Air Force? Can we supply them air defense systems to defend and MBRL to take out Paki airfields? We'll discuss this, Maximilian. I see what you're saying. It has got problems because, like we discussed yesterday, I want to discuss Afghanistan with someone who knows Afghanistan. And someone who knows Afghanistan is not वन कोई भी फेमस आर्मी नहीं है। एक है वो अनंत मिश्रा, वो आता रहता है। वो अफ़गानिस्तान के बारे में बहुत जानकारी है उसको इन डेप्थ। उसको मैं बुलाऊँगा लेटर दिस वीक और उससे बात करेंगे। जस्ट वेट टिल देन एंड यू विल गेट योर आंसर देन। ओके, yeah, same question, right? Okay, Ragul. General sir, today I read an article that China is using AI to intervene in Indian election. Do we need to seriously consider information war? Yes, we must. There's no doubt about it. We must. And I would like to tell you एक और चीज। देखो, चाइना ने सब कुछ किया अगेंस्ट ताइवान, पर ताइवान, as per me, who won the Taiwanese election? DPP candidate, Li. Who lost the Taiwanese election? China, with all the effort they put. So here also they will intervene. Without doubt, they'll intervene. Because there are enough people in India who support communism and who think about the Chinese better than what I'm talking of. But will they work? It will not work. Should we use against IW against China? Definitely. In my view, truth is one of the biggest and the strongest forms of IW. Okay? Truth. ये बोलते हैं ना, सच्चाई का ताकत। और ये मेरा पर्सनल विश्वास है, सच्चाई का ताकत बहुत बड़ा होता है। Okay. Uh, as a people, these Chinese are not warriors and adept at cloak and dagger schemes and shadow boxing. It is the USA that picks fights and takes the risks. Yeah, USA is a high risk taker, always, traditionally. The Chinese are not. The Chinese have, look, in their history, the Chinese have never gone out. Okay, the Britishers came here, the Portuguese came here, the Dutch came here. The Germans went to Africa, the French went to Africa, the French came here also. The Americans later, once the old colonies fell, the Americans took over some form of colonization. But if you go before that, the Indians went out. You had an empire right down to the Indochina area today, or Cambodia, Thailand, Vagara, Vagara. And you ruled up to Afghanistan, not China. What has China ruled? They never ruled Formosa also, Taiwan. Okay, so that's where I leave it. All said and done, India needs to learn hard work and discipline from Chinese people and look forward to change of leadership. Yeah, I agree with you. But then, even with the change of leadership, will the Chinese change their basic characteristic? Question mark. Read a book called If China Democratizes. I don't remember who the author is. I read it about 25, 30 years back. I will read that and you will understand what I'm talking. The Chinese outlook and mentality won't change. Be very clear about that. Our problems with China will not change even if there's a change of government, even if there's a change of leader, on the change of thing. Look, we are just not compatible with each other. As simple as that. Bharat's strategic patience of 1400 years and counting is commendable. The West and China suffer from wokeism and cancel culture and unable to understand the big picture. I think you're complicating things. You keep it simple. Okay, your strategic patience of 1400 years has not is not there first and foremost. You didn't have that strategic patience. You didn't work for that kind of a period. Okay, if you had this kind of strategic patience and the thinking, you wouldn't have gone through colonialism. Okay, so let's not. We should draw from our civilization. We should draw from our culture and build a better Bharat. After all, Bharat is only 75 years old. Okay, before that, we never existed as a nation. So we should not draw things before, too much, too long back. You draw from the strengths out of that because what you exist today, you never existed earlier. So you build today into a better tomorrow. Okay, please permit me a joke. If Z disappears from the scene and is replaced by a sensible leader for 15 years, you will be left without your job of criticizing them. No, Pakistan hai na. Pakistan kahan jayega? We'll talk of Pakistan. Don't worry. No, uh, frankly, that's what I view. It will not change. Your problems will not change. But I see your joke also that Z uh, helps me speak to all of you. Look at the good thing. Thanks to Z, we are talking. Yeah. So you're right. When I was in China last month, I was escorted by PLA handler in Beijing, Shanghai, and yeah, that little happen. He'll only take you to where he wants you to see. No doubt. Okay. Oh, Namaskar, Ganashot. Namaskar to you and Har Har Mahadev. Fine. Thank you. Har Har Mahadev to you. I was shown comprehensive national power and talked about growth and CCP power. In Shanghai, we were shown indirectly the naval power and ability to produce ships, right? In Chengdu headquarter of Western Theatre, we were shown many division worth of impressive hardware all ready to go to India. Ability to reach the border and be inducted. Ah, that's all bunk. See, this is the kind of influence ops they're doing on us. They'll show you and talk to you, right? Look, let me put it. They've done some remarkable things. The way they have transformed their industrial sector, and brought it to fore, and all that. But they've not been flexible with the world. They've not adjusted. They've not adapted their thing to the environment. So they will not be able to do all this nonsense. I don't think so. I don't know if you spoken ahead. Let me finish your thing. Yeah. Are taking daily intelligence briefing from China. Ha! They give it. You have to look where you have to get intelligence from. Intelligence is available everywhere. You have to read. If you have intelligence is about this intelligence, नाम intelligence है, दिमाग चाहिए. Up, if you train yourself, you'll get intelligence. I've always felt right from my younger days. If you seek intelligence, you'll get intelligence. If you don't seek intelligence, you'll not get intelligence. You knock on a door, it'll open. If you don't knock on the door, it'll not open. ये बोलते हैं ना, बच्चे को भी माँ तभी दूध पिलाती है जब वो रोता है. जब तक आप रोओगे नहीं, आपको इंटेलिजेंस कहाँ से मिलेगा? Yeah, CPM manifesto seems to be written directly in China. Can we ever? No, you can't. Can we ever trust these Chinese? I can't. But there are a lot of people in India who trust them. That's why there's a communist-backed government in Kerala, and there was a communist-backed government in Tripura till 2014-15. So we are a democracy. You have to jail them. Is one-child policy applicable in Tibet? I don't know. I'll have to check. By the time incidentally, I'm doing a program next week sometime because I've done some research on this long back. In fact, not from long, from very long back. And the question is, which I'm going to pose to all of you and to everyone, I'm going to throw it open, is can we free Tibet? Can we free Tibet? Because today, someone gave a thing, right? तिब्बत के आजादी में भारत का सुरक्षा है. वेरी गुड. तो ये सवाल मैं सबको देना चाहता हूं कि आप तिब्बत का आजादी कायम कर सकते हो. कैन तिब्बत बी फ्री? इफ इट इज, भारत का सुरक्षा है उसमें, तो विल सी हाउ इट इज. ओके. Some in USA say India may leave BRICS over this certain disagreement over BRICS currency. If at all nation is to leave expanded BRICS, why? Which would it be and why? Look, I don't think we'll ever leave BRICS. We should not leave. If we leave BRICS, BRICS will fail completely. China knows that. And China will not let you go. Okay, you have to understand this. Because tomorrow, if there's a problem and things change, they don't want India on the opposite side. So they'll keep you somewhere, somehow there. They also know they cannot make their yuan convertible. No one trusts the yuan. So that is out of the equation. Okay? So don't think on these lines at all. There will be no disagreement because so far in the BRICS agenda, the BRICS currency has not come to for thing. It's not the yuan. Yuan, no one's going to accept. Will you have a common currency like euro? It has not been proposed in the BRICS agenda so far, except people are talking. Formal proposal nahi hai. If at all a nation is leave expanded BRICS, which would it be and why? Argentina, it has already left. It has said, I don't want to join BRICS already. What story you're talking of, Partha, has already happened. Okay. After, respected sir, after 10 years, you will definitely play this video and I look, I would like to, but who knows, yeah? I'm old. At 77, 78, 79, will I have the thing to go on is a different thing. But then this video will be there. Okay. Do you think Indian move to Indian Ocean domination is premature as the Chinese Navy is still stuck in the first island chain? So we're looking at 2040 when real PLA Navy ships will come. Yeah, a good question, Brian. Let me answer this. If you look, you already have a huge footprint in Andaman Nicobar. Lakshadweep is already yours. Digo Garsha, USA is there. It's not going away. You have now got in Oman. Okay. Oman, that port, Dukum, you have to understand, you've gone there at Oman's behest. Understand this because of Oman. Oman and we have cultural affinity. I mean, I can tell you very well because for 1 year I was a sponsor officer of an Omanese officer in India. I know him. I met his children, wife, mother, grandmother. Everyone came home और उनको हमने दाल पराठा किया खिलाया और बड़ा खुश थे. उंगली चाट के गए. So uh, our relations with Oman are very deep. So you have a port there. Agaliga. It is not only in our interest, but it is in their interest, Seychelles and Mauritius, that we are there. So, in your growth, if you expand and you put your footprint, thereafter, for China to make inroads is very difficult. Even in 2040, unless China has a base in this area, it cannot come out. Be rest assured. So, this game is yet to be played out. Where China will get a base? Will it get a base at Kiakfu? Will you allow it? Gwadar, you see what's happening? You think it will go through? So there are questions. I mean, you have to see the game which is going on in Gwadar. And we spoke of this great game in Pakistan just 3 days back. Have a look at it again. General Dushyant and I spoke of it. Okay. What kind of fight you see in Indian Ocean with PLA Navy? I don't see any fight. They can't fight. Midway type carrier fight or the Channel War hitting cargo ship by wolf packs or corrosive. They will not fight. I don't see a fight. You have to understand with China, you're not going to fight. I told you they're not militarily aggressive. They are bullying their way, which they now know they've hit a wall globally. They will play a war of position. Go, go. Go is their national game. They're playing Go at international level. They might get some bases, ports, as part of their thing in West Africa and all that, East Africa, where they are operating those ports. But will those countries allow military works there? Do you think China will risk an aircraft carrier coming out? Do you think by 2040 the Chinese, you see, it's very nice to think by 2040 China will have 10 aircraft carriers, China will have this and that and all that. Look at their social conditions. What will happen? You think that will run away? I'm predicting it. After 3 years, let's talk of this. I will do a thing on Chinese demography and their effect on their socio-political equations and their geopolitical equations and their democracy. No, I mean, and their demography. You will see something changing. People don't talk of it because you're looking. All of you are looking at EVs, SHIVs, and all that nonsense. Hard facts of life. The harder fact of life is people. Start looking at people. People fight. Economies don't fight. People fight. AI doesn't fight. People create babies. Robots don't. Is he repenting by bothering India? His biggest problem? He'll not. उसके विचार में ये नहीं है. He's got some different ideas altogether. Yeah. We must unite, leave aside these religion and other differences. We will be invincible. Your thought. Yeah, I agree with you. Completely. You cannot wish away that India is a land of Hindus, 80%. You cannot wish it away. You cannot wish away also that India is a land with about 12 to 14% of Muslims. It's huge. You can't wish it away. Or 4-5% of Sikh. My figures might be wrong, but generally. Our strength lies in being united. taking everyone along. Our strength lies in taking the countries around our neighborhood along. Except Nepal, the rest are not Hindu. Our strength lies in the fact that religions have come from here, whether it's Hinduism, Jainism, or Buddhism. You absorbed Islam. Christianity found a nest here. You are a sponge. You have to take everyone along. You are there. You can't run. You can't wish them away. Definitely, you will be a Hindu majority state. You don't have to say anything about that. But let's continue living peacefully with each other as Indians. Okay. Why do you think, in your opinion, India moved 10,000 troops to the middle sector? They didn't move. I'm telling you today. They didn't move. It was just a reorganization. They were already there. We reorganized 10,000 troops we placed under a particular, you know, it's just reorganization, reorganizing your command and control elements and repositioning them within that same area. So we did not move, but it has served a purpose. Influence operations, IW. It has served its purpose. Yeah, yeah. Chongji Yap. Read Force magazine, Praveen Shawnee and Gayant Bhandari. बेवकूफ आदमी है लगता है ये चाइना से ही है इसका शक्ल भी ऐसे लग रहा है you must continue reading him you must continue you give him a bloody prize from China anyway you're making him giving him money you think I don't know that fool I've known that fool from much before you're from artillery so don't tell me who Praveen Sani is idiot and if you want na, show this video to him and say General Shankar called Praveen Sani an idiot. Yeah, very true, sir. Freedom is Tibet is security of India. Waiting for the program. Thanks. Few days. फैलाओ सबको. Yeah. What's the Chinese narrative behind names or naming or renaming areas in influence ops, information warfare? They're just saying, look, that's ours. So they'll keep that issue alive. They're hardening their stance. In fact, I think they're hardened their stance now. That will not give up on the border. We should read the tea leaves. We are not going to have peace with China. And the price for peace with China will be very high. In my way of looking at it, we should do everything to ensure China does not revive. But in any case, why should I bother? Xi Jinping is there, he'll sort it out. Oh, thanks a lot, Negi. I think you're coming for the first time. Yeah, that's why I showed this. Should India go for Coco Island near North Andaman? I'm from Port Blair. I don't think so. We shouldn't bother about it. Don't worry, it's too small. Look, everyone talks of it that there's a big Chinese base where nothing is there. Nothing very great can come up. And if something does come up at the right time, you knock it off. Everything is over. Should not move prematurely. Can we say the concept of civil-military fusion is similar to privatization? Sorry, no, it's not. Civil-military fusion is not privatization. Civil-military fusion is first and foremost the fusion between the military mind and the civilian mind, the political mind. Okay? And then the fusion between your productive capability and your intellectual capability. And the capability to do things on a common footing that is dual purpose. The capability of putting your civil infrastructure repurpose for the armed forces. It's not privatization, right? Can we say privatization of no? It will not take place. Don't worry. Can't we recognize Taiwan? Does Taiwan want to be recognized? That's the first point. Does Taiwan want to be recognized? Look, we talk so much of Taiwan. The Taiwanese also should have some capability of doing on their own. Are they capable of defending themselves? Are they prepared to defend themselves? That's a question. I have a question. I'll tell any Taiwanese. No nation can be free if it doesn't want to be free. So you can help them to be free. You can't say I'll recognize Taiwan as a separate nation. That doesn't solve the purpose because it will be counterproductive to Taiwan if they don't want to be free. The day every Taiwan wants to be free and is prepared to shed blood for it, then yes, that's a question mark. The biggest question mark on Taiwan is not that China can or cannot invade Taiwan. The question mark with Taiwan is, can Taiwan defend itself with or without help? Does it want to? Okay. Sir, is it true that China is building a secret submarine base in Bangladesh? If so, with Coco Island, it can be a major challenge in the. No, I don't think so. They're building a base in Bangladesh to help Bangladesh base their submarines, which they brought from uh, uh, China. That's all. And look, all of you are too worried about, as if there's going to be a war tomorrow. It might not happen. It, in fact, will not happen unless, and if China has to deploy a nuclear submarine, it doesn't need a base. All the diesel submarines and all, if they go and hang around Bangladesh, also you can sort them out. Don't worry. Look, give credit to the Indian Armed Forces. They can do a hell of a lot. Yeah, Rajda, first time you're coming. Praveen saw honey and having lots of honey from China. I agree with you. Yeah, we are not having substantial increase in defense budget despite having a nationalist government. Well, I can't answer for that because I always felt that we should increase our defense budget. And along with increasing our defense budget, we should increase the capability to spend. And we should have a plan to spend. We don't have all three. So this nationalist government is good at talking, let me be very honest. But as far as defense forces go, have they done enough? Consistent with what they have spoken? They've done hell of a lot. I have no doubt about that. But is it something more than what they've done before? That's a question mark. If have they done consistent with what they have spoken? That's a question mark. But look, again, I'll not be too critical about them because India has gone through tough periods. Overall, we are growing, right? And now it's election time. Uh, I'm not against them. I'm not for them. They've done some good things. They've not done some things which were fundamental. We'll leave it. Let's wait. We'll talk about this when elections finish. Until then, elections are on. Use your judgment to vote the best party in power, which suits you as per your thought process. I'm not going to say vote for this person, vote for that person. You must vote for whom you want to vote and on the metrics you want to vote for. What do you expect? Because the way you vote, you will get that leader. You wish for a disaster, you might get it. You vote for a disaster, you'll get it. You vote for success, you'll get it. It's up to you. Yeah, great thoughts and analysis. I open up. Yeah, thanks. That's the whole idea. I'm trying to burst Chinese myths from our minds. That's why I took it on headlong. Please give it to everyone. What is the possibility that we'll get our land back of Aksai back the long way? Right now, it's impossible. Let me be very honest, brutal. We have not made headway. First and foremost, we have to go back to status quo ante and then look at the larger picture. And for that, you need Tibet. That's why I said, can we free Tibet? What is the significance of Kazan, Russia, for it to be selected as the host of next? That is nothing great. Any host country can select what it wants. Okay, Mankosi by Baite. It seems to be from Arunachal. right? What is the main role of Assam Rifle? They're still only in the northeast states. Why? Assam Rifles was the first meant for the northeast. That is why they are in northeast states. For some time, they were used in Kashmir in counterinsurgency when we needed troops, but they were taken back, and they're doing a good job there. 50% or more from us, induction into the Assam Rifles is from that local areas. And so you have a son of soil theory also, and it's good, and it gives employment and progress for those people there. And you have now Assam Rifles in border guarding roles, and also in counterinsurgency roles, counter terror roles, and things like that. They're doing a good job. Did we have a civilizational conflict with China? Why now? We never had a civilizational conflict with China throughout our history. We have not had a civilizational conflict even now. There's no conflict between Indian civilization and Chinese civilization. In any case, no two civilizations have ever had a conflict. Never. We have a conflict with the communist state of Pakistan, China and us. And one of the reasons why we never had a conflict was we had this buffer state, Tibet, which never allowed direct contact between the states. That state, that buffer has gone. So conflict has come up. And now over and above that, we are building infrastructure. So that means the forces are coming in more in contact. The more contact you have, it's more friction, basic science. So you will have conflict. Your thoughts on the spring offensive in Ukraine, will it happen since both sides are short of ammo and with Trump next year, as you said, will not support EU? This will be the last campaign. Let's see whether it lasts or not. I don't know. This problem will not go away. One, it will not go away. There's going to be no great offensive by Ukraine or Russia. For the simple reason, Russia might do an offensive, go and conquer the land. It is only stretching itself. That means it's opening itself to hybrid warfare and insurgency. So will Russia be able to do it? Difficult. And now, if you see, the battle is somewhat shifted into the hinterland of Russia in some form. We spoke about it with General Dushyant. So, if Russia extends itself and a few more incidents happened in hinterland Russia, then Russia is in problems. Ukraine doesn't have the manpower, it doesn't have the ammunition, it doesn't have the economic power, unless Europe kicks in. So, you're going to see this stalemate going on. A little here and there will happen. That's about all. If BJP doesn't want, government doesn't want to fight against China, why? What can India? Look, you asked the question, and for some reason, Saikat, I see that you think different, and you don't think uh, normally. Okay, you have to start thinking normally. No government wants to fight with China. It's the most foolish thing to do is to fight with China. The most intelligent thing to do with China is to push it back. Do salami slicing. You have to do it. You have to do it slowly. You don't be in a hurry. You have to have patience. 10 years back, you didn't have that capability. Today, you have that capability. Tomorrow, things might change. Be patient with China. This problem has not happened over 1 year. It has happened over 75 years. You will have to wait that time to reverse the condition. You'll have to wait for the opportune time to do everything. And with China, whenever you deal with China, the first thing is not army, it is political. The issue is political. Approach it politically. Politically, is it right to go towards China today? It is not, because you are progressing. Let's progress with what you have. Why do you want to progress with to get hold of a piece of land where nothing happens? It doesn't give you economic wealth. It doesn't give you population. It gives you nothing at this point of time. You have the whole of India and 1.4 billion people. Progress them. When you progress them and wait for China to degrade and go its population down and weaken, it will happen. It will not happen in my life. It will happen in the next life. If someone's and then do what you want. I'll give you a story. I heard this story long back. This is about a Chinese. So a Britisher went into the hills and he saw Chinese digging on top of a mountain. So the Britishers asked this Chinese, "Why are you digging? What are you doing here?" He said, "No, I'm just digging earth here." He said, "Why?" He kept pestering that old man. He said, "I'm digging." And finally, he said, look at the valley down below. In the valley down below, you see that hut? Oh, that's my hut. You know, it's a very cold place. The sunlight doesn't come into my house. I want sunlight to come into my house. So I'm digging. So the Britisher told this old man, he said, "Yeah, you'll die. You think you'll cut this mountain?" So the old man turned around and said, "I know I'll die. I know I cannot dig for the sunlight to go into my house, but I'll dig. My son will dig. My grandson will dig, but one day the sunlight will go into the house." You have to have that patience. That is strategic patience, not generally what the politicians are gonna say. It might not happen in my lifetime. It might not happen in your lifetime. It might happen in your son or your grandson's lifetime. One day it will happen. Yeah, I haven't always have a notion that our army's victorious deeds are downplayed in public. Is it intentional? Any security reason? Look, there was a tendency on the part of our governments to play it down or use it for their political ends. Okay, but I'm very sanguine that our people recognize what we are doing. Our people recognize us for what we are. After all, it is not a joke. When I joined the army, in newspapers, I used to hear that the army, when I say army, navy, air force, are the most respected people in India. It still remains so. So the people of India like the armed forces. You have trust in us. I trust you. So till that happens, the political angle, I couldn't care a damn. The people are more important to me. There's a, this fellow is trying to say, keep dreaming and talking big. Why? What do you do? You idiot. What do you do? You do the same thing. And you have one fool called Xi Jinping doing all that. So you do what you want. What role do you think China might have to induct us in permanent seat? It will have every role to stop us. It will not induct. Do you think they will agree to, or they will never? They will never agree unless they come to a stage where they have no choice. We have to wait for that time. Same thing. Keep digging. How much land China is occupying apart from nothing else? Apart from whatever in the thing, nowhere else. There are some pockets in Arunachal and there's some pockets in the central sector, small pocket, but those pockets are remnants of 62, not more. Hi, sir. I like saying you give credit to Indian Armed Forces. We can do hell of a lot, man and machine. Yeah, I agree with you, Vijay. There's no doubt. Personal note: how many hours you spend reading in a given day? I must be spending about at least 5 to 6 hours, right? That's the minimum. I have a radical idea. In future, if Tibet gets freedom, can we do away with J&K along with the unfitness agenda of 1947 population transfer? No, we shouldn't do all this nonsense. Such radical ideas are bad. Don't have it. Can we have shared interests with China? After all, historically, half the trade was shared by two of us. I don't think we can have it. I don't think we can have it at all because we think differently. Uh, right? Unless the thinking changes, it doesn't happen. And what is our experience for the past 15 years from 2000 to 2017, 16, 18, 15, 16 years? It's been bad. We trusted them. This is the thought, shared interest with China, half the world trade, Asian century, all this nonsense. We were let down. You want to get let down again? Nehru got let down earlier. You want to get let down? You had two experiences where you trusted them and they let you down. And this is across the political spectrum. Nehru was a congressman, got let down. Bajpayee was a BJP man, got let down. Modi was a BJP man, got let down. So, so where's the shared interest? Unless you get over all this, there's a long way. Paki somehow have the confidence China will defend POK if India tries to take it by force. We have seen US abandoning their allies in case of war. Do you think that China will? Yeah, just wait for day after tomorrow. We're going to talk of 2.2 front thing. No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Wait for that. Mm. Your talk with General Raj Shukla was very enlightening. Thanks for it. Oh, welcome anytime. No problem. Sir, please cover Armenia and why. Oh, that's not a topic for. We have many more issues at hand. Thanks a lot, Gustav. All of you have helped me, and that's how I'm reaching. And we should reach more. My aim is not the numbers. As many people as you see, the better. People understand. Would an acceptable border? What would be an acceptable border in Ladakh? Current status quo 2001 or the first flame line by Mao? The best border is what our Indian map is. That's what is the acceptable border for me, as far as I'm concerned. How much will it cost to surpass China's hegemony? Why should it doesn't cost you anything? Why are you interested in surpassing his hegemony? Let him do what he wants. We are doing something to influence Chinese people as they do here. Yeah, we are. This talk is all influencing them. See, already people are coming on my channel and commenting. Let them comment. Let them know. You think this fellow is a common citizen of China? He is from their influence ops. There are guys who have started commenting. They have started putting. They're trying. They'll troll us also now. So they, the effect is being felt, and that is why it is important that more people see it. Info ops. Now I've had one Filipino coming. I've had an Australian coming. I've had one Britisher coming. Okay. Why Modi government is silent about Manipur issue? Is it Manipur not a part of India? Please share us what is the reason behind. I have the same question. I think uh, central government and the government in Manipur has let Manipur down. So I have the same question. I don't know why they've done it, but let's see when this whole election goes. Will they change track? Let's see. To please do a podcast on space industry and its challenges. I want to do it. Look, uh, I've done 4 podcasts on space with General Rajiv Narayanan. You see, in February, March, sometime March, April last year. Okay, so you have a look at those. We will do. Let Rajiv come back into circulation. He's got some personal commitments because he knows space well, and I'll vibe with him. So we'll do it sometime. I am also wanting to do. Okay, this is a last question. Vijay, do you think CCP would give back Aksachin to the Asian brothers to challenge the West? As USA has a fear of Russia, India, China. No, all this will not happen. We shouldn't live in dreams. Yeah, trolling is the best indicator of confidence. I agree with you, Vish. Completely. Right? I completely agree with you. But the more they come, the better it is because that's how. Look, why are they trolling? Because I'm the way I look at it, I'm speaking some hard truth which is hitting them. When I used to write, a few guys used to troll. Initially, when I started the channel, a few guys used to troll. But now I see a pattern in the trolling, and the guys are coming. I'm okay with it. Need to get English subtitles for your other videos, please. I agree with you. I am technically challenged. I'm not able to crack what YouTube is doing. Because in some cases, it's allowing me to put the subtitles in Hindi and English, in some it's not. I don't know what to do. I'll have to consult someone who knows. I'll try. Let me do. I want to do it. And of course, the second thing is I'm not getting time, to be very honest, because some things are happening in a lot of work in IIT. My classes are on. Then I have to read for being, my own personal education, and then doing all this every day. I'm not getting enough time because I want to put one student on the job to do all this. Maybe he'll do it better, but I'll try. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, I think we finished the whole thing. आज हमने अच्छा किया. मैं यही बोलता हूँ सब लोगों को, कृपया गाना शॉट ज्वाइन कीजिए. Join गाना शॉट, and only then you will come to know hard realities of or strategic outlooks. I'm not in it for personal gain. I would like request you people to contribute to the kitty whatever you can, because it helps children get educated. I don't need money. Like, I don't know what to do with my money. That's why I started educating children, right? And I'll never give an account for it. I don't have a trust, nothing. I just, someone comes to me, sir, पैसा चाहिए मेरे लड़की को पढ़ाने के लिए, मैं दे देता हूँ, बस वही है. Right. Fine. Thanks a lot. And till tomorrow. Tomorrow is an interesting topic we're going to discuss, and a very erudite panel. We're going to discuss the two-front war situation and the China-Pak collusion in the changed circumstances. Till then, good evening and Jai Hind.